you had to miss this last year. Are you looking forward to postseason baseball in Doug Kingsmore?
Definitely. I got to experience it, but the team won 27 last year. But being able to play in front of this home crowd for a regional atmosphere is definitely something I'm looking forward to.
What's this place like for you guys, and how special is it? Brian's told us you guys are one of just 3 programs to host 3 consecutive years. Just to be able to host and have these fans in this atmosphere, what is that like for you guys? What's that mean to you?
Yeah, I think, you got to give all the credit to Coach Bakich. What he's done in just 3 years here is absolutely amazing. And, we're definitely excited to be back home and play in front of this crowd again. They've been great all year, but, the energy for a regional is just definitely different, as a lot of people remember from last year. So, like I said, I think we're happy to be home again. Thankful to be able to host a regional and take it game by game.
As you guys have built up kind of these different hot spots around the stadium, do you have a favorite part, a favorite fan section that you find yourself looking at or enjoying the most?
I would probably say the parent section, because both my parents try to make just about every game this year. But the inclusion of the beer garden over there, and I think the Derby junkies is what they call themselves up there, making a bunch of noise is definitely something that my team and I notice quite frequently.
You guys played USC Upstate back in March. I think you won like 7-0, but they have some big wins over some power conference teams. I know you haven't been able to crack the film on them because you just figured out you're playing them, but what do you remember about that game, and what do you think you can maybe carry over into Friday's first game?
Yeah, they're a good team. Obviously a midweek is definitely different than game 1 of a regional. But we're going to put all our energy and focus into that game. They've got some really good power hitters, I think. And just a good overall team. We played them a bunch last year, played them a few times this year, and so like I said, we're not looking ahead, not looking forward to the other seeds in the regional, the super regional we're paired up with. We're putting all our energy and focus into this first game.
You guys kind of endured some late season struggles until the pick game. How did you guys kind of get yourselves out of that funk and kind of get you guys rolling into the ACC tournament?
Yeah, again, I think it comes down to the coaching staff and not really giving up on us, and knowing that it's a long baseball season, and just about every team in the country goes through little dips and little periods of that where you're not really playing to your potential as a team. So one of the phrases we used was just ride the dip into the wave, basically, and just continue to play as a team. Those moments of struggles definitely, I think, made our team grow even closer, because you hear a lot of stuff on social media and from outside noise, but we know that all we have is the guys in our locker room. So we grew closer, and we knew that it was only a matter of time before we kind of started to playing to our potential again.
I think Bakich kind of described you guys, I guess, frustration after the Duke series loss. I guess how did you guys turn that frustration back to you guys playing, having fun out on the field again?
Sure. I think it just comes back to one of our many standards on this team of just using adversity to our advantage. We like to say the word good when something doesn't go our way, we don't get a good call, we don't win a game that maybe we think we should win. So I think it comes down to the mindset of this team, and not letting one game or one series or even a stretch of a couple weekends kind of define our season. Like I said, I think we just grew closer, and that we knew that it was only a matter of time before we started playing Clemson baseball again.
Does it put a little bit of a chip on your shoulder that you guys weren't able to get that top 8 national seed?
I don't really think we're thinking too much of it. We don't have any control over the past series or kind of where the committee kind of put us. So we're playing with the cards that we were dealt with. Like I said, we're not going to look ahead. We're just going to play it game by game, just like our mindset this past week in the ACC tournament. Didn't want to look ahead to kind of, if we win this game, then we might play this team. Every team in this regional and going forward is going to be really good and going to give us their best shot. So I don't think it matters too much to us.
To bring up that mantra of good, is there anything good about coming up just a little bit short in the ACC title game?
Absolutely. Yeah, in the moment it definitely stung a little bit. We definitely didn't play to our potential as a team from all sides of the ball, pitching, defense, offense. But again, we know what that feeling's like. We use it to our advantage to, just grow even closer, tighten the circle. I think Coach Leggett said something yesterday about circling the wagons and using that metaphor. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you can't change the past. That game is that game. We're flushing that because we know that that's not really how this team really plays when we're going well. So like I said, we're going to spend this week kind of preparing for USC Upstate and take it from there.
Did he then explain what circling the wagons means for you guys?
Yeah, he said he was a history major and made a reference to, I don't remember the exact timeline or what kind of group or country or anything used that term, but it was the analogy of just the guys that we sit with every day that we've been spending every single day together since August. Circling the wagons, not letting anyone in, and just growing super close together. Yeah.
I love it. Look at him teaching you guys in all kinds of ways.
Yep, we learn a lot.
These moments to sit here on Memorial Day Monday, what's become a tradition for you guys, being able to watch the selection show, see where you go. What are these moments like, these experiences as you guys make this an annual thing?
Yeah, I think these are the things you remember as a team. You're not going to look back in 5, 10, 15 years and remember what you did in this game or your stats in this specific category. It's those moments of just sitting together and looking around, and especially all the younger guys, just kind of seeing their faces. And obviously this is pretty new for me too. Last year was the first time I ever sat in a room and actually watched the selection show. And so yeah, it's really special. It's just another one of those moments that you look back on and you always remember those times. And we're really excited to play at home this weekend.
Talk about the young guys. TP Wentworth in particular. Why is he a guy that's come on late in the year, do you think?
Yeah, I think a combination of his work ethic throughout the season when maybe he wasn't getting as much playing time as he would have hoped. The combination of that, along with a couple injuries from some guys, Tristan Bissetta, Tristan McClatty, who have really big roles on this team and just kind of suffered a couple injuries that isn't really allowing them to play on the field anymore this season. So that's kind of the mentality of this team, just next man up, and he's been putting in the work behind the scenes when no one's watching, and clearly that shows. I mean, he had a great week this past week. Obviously a big body, really physical, and us older guys are just kind of helping him calm the moment down, even though it's exhilarating for all of us. I think it's pretty important to have some older guys like myself, Josh Payno, Dom Listy, kind of in the lineup with him to, I get to hit right behind him. So I get to see his whole routine in the box, and, if he has a bad at-bat, and come in, talk about it, debrief a little bit, and kind of just use my own experience to help him.
Bakich was talking about the smash periods, and I guess that he hits the ball really hard. I mean, how different is his impact on the ball?
It's really impressive. He's a lot bigger than me, and I have probably 5 or 6 years on him, and just seeing the way he hits the ball and how physical he is really impressive. And I kind of wish I was that big and could hit the ball that hard, but I think he has a bright future, and he's just going to continue to progress on this field as a Clemson Tiger, and I think in the next couple of years he's going to have even a bigger role than he has now.
Anything else, Fraser?